All right. I wanted to just continue on a little bit about our chat um, of what I learned from going to that Tony Robbins conference. And something that I want to talk about today, and I touched on it some, were that we all have these 6 human needs. 4 of them are like mandatory, and then 2 are growth. And he said, if you, and this would be for all of you, I'd like to even open this floor afterwards of you being part of this Juice Plus mission. Are we meeting at least 3 of these needs? Because he said and we have to look at that for our customers. He said, once you meet at least 3 of somebody's needs, then they're going to be more part of that. So be thinking of this. If you do have teammates, other partners in your business, are we getting their at least 3 or more of their needs met through this? And also for our customers, what can we do to meet these 6 needs? Because this is when you know you're really influencing somebody and making an impact on them. So the 4 needs that we all have, no matter what, no matter who you are, he says, the 4 needs are, the first one is certainty. He says everybody wants stability about their basic necessities, right? We always hear about food, shelter, the material resources that we need. When people cannot control their physical circumstances, they seek certainty through a state of mind also. So they might get that certainty through their faith and things like that. When you're uncertain, it feels like nothing else matters. And you've probably seen people interviewed on the news, they've lost their job, they have no job, they don't know what's happening right now. So right now their certainty is all that matters because they've lost their resources. Does that make sense? And then another need you need, this is kind of funny, is uncertainty, or we could call it variety. And so he says people have a need to change their state, right? Like to exercise their body, their emotions. Therefore, they seek variety through a number of means. It could be different stimuli. Maybe it's going to a movie, right? That's different. It's going out for a run, changing your scene, changing your physical activity, mood swings, maybe food. You need the variety of food. You don't want to have rice and beans every single day. Even in the Bible, they got manna from heaven, but after a while they didn't want that, right? They want variety, and we all seek that in ourselves. So do we have enough variety with how we interact with our partners, our other teammates? Do we have enough variety with how we interact with our customers? Do we only call them when their order is going to ship? Are we engaging them in other ways to let them see that, stimulating them in other ways, right? Ooh, does that sound bad? We're stimulating our customers. Sorry, I'm so naughty. Number 3, is significance. Everybody needs to feel significant. Everybody, I don't care how humble they say they are, everybody has the need for significance and to feel special or important in some way. So do you feel special or important being in this community? And that's important, and it's okay, to message me and have honest discussion with that if you're not feeling special and important. Are you making your customers feel special and important in some way? That people will seek significance through obtaining recognition from others or from themselves. So when people feel insignificant, they may make themselves feel significant by getting angry. So does anybody have that kind of person who they get angry at things all the time? And that's because that gives them significance. So let me see what else it says. It is important to remember that for many, helplessness is power. Okay, so we have to watch that. If I can fall into that, just with everything going on with my husband and his cancer and everything. that would be easy for me just to be, woe is me, and I only want to talk about poor me. Then I gain significance through that. Okay. But that would be a negative. Every single one of these has a positive way to gain it and a negative way to gain it. It could be a gang member going out and shooting people because that gives them significance. Okay. So that's a negative, obviously. People will even break their own values to meet their needs. So they might even know, like right now we're in a crazy world. They might even know, yeah, it's not right to steal or, to go burglarize that business. But if they need the certainty that they're going to have food, they might do it. Okay. So we're getting kind of real philosophical, but I'm just trying to keep it more to what are you needing significance? Do you feel affirmed enough as being part of this team? And do your customers, do they know what a great thing they're doing for themselves and how, we can build them up? Oh my gosh, I love that you take charge of your health and that you're so preventative. I love that you research things that are good for you. You see the difference with that? And those are different kind of connections. The fourth absolute need is the need for connection or love. And that's where, again, all of you are here today. You're finding ways to connect, but who else on your team or somebody as a sideline isn't here today and they don't feel connected? They don't feel part of a team. They don't know anybody. They don't know what's going on. What can we do for them? The same thing with our customers. We have a wonderful customer group, but are they connected to it? We have wonderful monthly calls and educational events. And a lot of us, when we're not in COVID season, are doing events at our home and doing salad in a jar and different meals in a jar and doing different activities. So what can we do? It says humans need to feel connected with someone or something, a person, an ideal, a value, a habit, or a sense of identity. Connection may take the form of love or merely of intense engagement. For instance, one can feel connected by means of an aggressive interaction. Well, we don't want aggressive interaction, but think about that. How can we really connect with people, not in that superficial way where they just get the text, hey, I see your product's about to ship, blah, blah, blah. That's not real connection, right? And that's just the same thing. It's also not the uncertainty. It's not finding out, wow, they have something else new. Oh, you told me about a new product. Oh, you shared a new video clip with me that just came out. All of those things are going to give them more connection, give them that variety. You're taking time for them. You're letting them know they're significant. And then it's given them the certainty that they chose the right product. So if we do that well, do you see how we can not just meet 3 of their needs, we could meet all 4 of their needs if we do really good customer care. My goal is that we all work really hard so that we're also meeting all of those needs for each partner on our team, at least giving them the opportunity to. Not everybody wants to be connected into the team, right? Not everybody's going to want to participate with everything, but let's at least be the messengers and get the message out to them so that they have the right and the tools and the resources to know where to go if they want to. And then he calls them the 2 spiritual needs, that if you have these other 4 needs met, then you can move into these other 2 needs. And he says it's actually, this is the goal, is to get to these other needs. And those needs are growth. We need growth. He says, if you're not growing, you're dying. There's no plateau. There's no middle. And that just really stuck with me. He says we grow so we have something to give. We are wired to grow and to give. And so when people have enough certainty and they feel significant, they're having these other needs met, they're not going to be quite so fearful. They'll be able to be in the growth mode so that they can give this Juice Plus information. We'll be able to share more freely. We won't be so worried about, is that going to impact my significance, right? We're comparing ourselves. What's that person going to think about me? And then you feel, you don't have the certainty you need that you're going to be loved and accepted. And we have people play within that kind of thing. So we need to know going in, not everybody's going to want or be open to listen to what we have to share right away, but we have to know that we're doing the right thing, that we're growing. So he says, everything in the universe is either growing or dying. There is no third alternative. People are not spiritually satisfied unless their capacities are expanding. People are not spiritually satisfied unless their capacities are expanding. I just find that interesting, don't you? Not everybody moves into growth, yet they're never satisfied if they're not growing. Isn't that interesting? And that's one thing I've loved about this business. I have felt pushed to grow all the time. I feel like there's so many ways I can grow as a person, personally, health-wise. People push me spiritually. They push me physically. So, wow, I thought that was fascinating. And the sixth human need is contribution. Just as people cannot survive without others contributing in some way to their welfare, no baby grew up on its own, right? Everybody has had to contribute that way to their baby. They cannot be spiritually fulfilled unless they are contributing to others as well. So I guess that's what I go back to thinking. We learn so often to check in, and it might seem like something small to say, hey, just stopping by to see how can I make your day, and being open that maybe making that person's day is, maybe you have a tower garden and you got an extra cucumber or two and you bring them, hey, just, want to make your day. I'm going to be out by your house this week. I've got these extra cucumbers, whatever it is. I can't think off the top of my head it is, but what could you do? Maybe they're feeling down and you're already going to the store. Hey, I'm sorry you're not feeling well right now. I'm going to be running to the grocery store today. Do you want me to pick something up? It's also contributing because you've got the best, most researched nutritional product in the world. Can you contribute some information to them to help them feel better? I just see this going hand in hand. When people are really feeling awesome in their business, they have all these things going on within themselves, within their partners that they work with, and within their team. And when we feel a little out of balance or we get a little rusty, we have to go back and say, which one of these needs is not being met? I listened to a wonderful recording by Mel Robbins this morning. In fact, I might share it someday. But she was talking so much that perfection can be our enemy. And so she brought us in this book to her coaching session of, and I just thought about these 6 human needs because, and she talked herself, even Mel Robbins herself says she's her own worst enemy, that she wants to fix and refix and overthink everything before she puts it on social media, because of course she wants people to follow her. Of course she wants people to think well. And that can be our enemy, that we're so busy planning. She says it's a defense, it's fear. And we're so busy doing the planning that in our head, we're saying, well, we're doing the planning and we're planning and we got to get the perfect plan so we can do that with our business. Well, I don't want to call until I exactly know what I'm going to say, or I exactly have researched this and I know all the resources, because it goes back to significance. I don't want to look stupid. It goes back to certainty. I don't want to lose face with that person, and we're comparing ourselves. Are they going to like my post? What if I make the post and they don't like it? What if this? What if that? She says that's all fear, that all that perfection, that it looks like a good attribute, but it's all fear and it's all excuses. And so to me, when I listen to her, it goes back to this. So I know I just kind of combined two things, but I've got all these things that I listen to each week. So anyway, go ahead, Jen. I hope this makes you think a little bit next time you're doing work with your customers, or if you have team with your teammate, or even for yourself to say, what do I need to do to be more and feel better and to meet these needs, being part of this Juice Plus community. Go ahead, Jen. Sorry.
Well, no, that's all right. I just, to expand on what you just said, or to bring it to myself personally, we had to spend some time with each of the four: the certainty, uncertainty, significance, and love and connection, and think of ways in which we do that in a positive way or a negative way. So there was a lot of thought process, but we had to get to what are the two needs that were really high up there for us. And no surprise, Susie, that mine were certainty and significance.
You green person.
Right? All right. But then you had to kind of go, well, if I really want my life to transform, which two really do I want to just really bring into my life? And I know everybody's going to be different, but it was, connection and variety. Connection. And when we think about our business, it's just all about connecting. And I hold myself back so much for all those things that Susie said. What are they going to think? Fear. So anyways.
Awesome. Did any of those pop out to any of the rest of you where you're like, yep, I know that's one that would be me.
Would you just do a real quick recap, like 1, 2, 3, 4? What were they again?
Number 1 is certainty. 2 is uncertainty, or you could call it variety. 3 is significance. 4 is connection or love. He actually said most people want love, but they need to feel significant to receive love. So what they do is they settle for connection because they don't want to risk love. So, isn't that kind of interesting too? So those are the first 4. And then he said, really, when you're really reached and your life is really, you have true fulfillment, then you will always reach for growth and contribution. Those are 5 and 6, growth and contribution. But it's difficult to do growth and contribution if you don't truly have the first 4 happening. Did I say that right, Jen?
I'm sorry. I was reading something on the other page. I didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
That's okay. It must have been brilliant then. Just say it was brilliant.
Now, here's what I was thinking, and you already touched on this, and this is the way that I wrote it down. When we meet one need for somebody, and I took it to the Juice Plus business, the customer will be interested. When we meet 2 needs, they're going to be more loyal. But when we meet 3 needs, they will be addicted. He used the word addicted. And I guess that my brain was just thinking, brainstorming ways in which we can meet their needs. Because I'm sure we all do that in different ways, you know.
Can you list that again, Jen? The first,
Sure.
If you meet one need, they're going to be interested.
If we meet 2 needs, they're going to be more loyal. But if you meet 3 of their needs, they will be addicted.
What is it that J. Martin says? It's not addicted. It's
Being abscessed.
being obsessed. Yeah.
Instead of obsessed, you become abscessed. But that is a good thing to think about as we're working with everybody. And this is a safe place. You can just have honest conversation here. We have a lot of people that are obviously interested. They paid $52 and they signed on the dotted line, right? That to me, they're interested. But how many people are loyal? Okay, we have a lot of those too, because we have hundreds of people that are on the team, that are customers month after month, or reps. We have thousands of customers as a whole team. But yeah, What can we do to help people become addicted?
And if they become addicted, chances are they may become a partner with us. I think about all of the customers that I've had over the almost 16 years now, that I met one need. I met one need and they didn't stay on their Juice Plus, right?
Yeah.
They saw the value, they wanted it. I was excited to get them on it. And then that's kind of where it ended.
So
You can also look
what
at
would
this
you do
for-
differently?
Yeah. Lots. What were you about to say, Jay?
No, go ahead. Finish what Susie was asking you.
What would you do differently looking back at it, knowing what you know now, Jen?
Well, then that's kind of where I was at. Like, what are all the bajillion ways that you can meet somebody's needs? One, you got to connect to know what their needs are, because people are going to have different needs. But I guess I don't know how to answer your question specifically, but just knowing I always want to be striving and looking for more than one way to meet their need. I want to look for three.
Can I put something in there about the connecting? When I connect with people, I ask them questions about their family, which is, I know that this might sound mundane, but to start asking questions about them, and their hot button is usually their children, or what activities they're involved in.
Yeah. Form.
Form.
Yeah.
To try to personalize the connection. And my perception on signing people up has always been to develop a personal relationship with them. Not just give good customer care, but develop a personal relationship with them. And I ask them about their concerns so I can pray for them if that's appropriate, whatever the situation is. But you're right, Jen, there's many ways that we can connect and offer significance to other people.
I love that, Dar, that you don't just want to give excellent customer care, that you want to develop a relationship with them.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a really great perspective.
That's a game changer right there, because right there I heard Dar, she doesn't see them as a customer.
Right.
She sees them as a new relationship. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say, though, that, that is part of my personality, because I'm a connector and a communicator. And that doesn't mean that everybody has that in the forefront of their mind. But we all have something significant and giftedness in us that we can offer. We all have something significant to offer.
Bobby? You're muted, Bobby.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. Something that I loved about when Jake and Ember first talked to me about this is I felt like even if I didn't become a partner or I didn't get on Juice Plus, that they were still going to be my friends.
Yeah.
And that's something that I love about learning from Eric Johnson and Teamsy, is building that relationship, because I was very wary about joining a business like this, because I was in one before where it was all about the sale, all about the sale, all about the sale. And Eric Johnson puts it pretty well of, you feel like you're throwing dead bodies over your shoulder when people say no. And I want everybody to feel like, whether they come to my event or whether they listen to me about Juice Plus or whatever, that I'm not just trying to make a sale.
Right.
I think I
Yes,
said
most people
That's
are on
awesome.
that. Most people have had bad experiences like you have, Bobby. It's probably more common than not.
Mm-hmm. I hear it a lot.
Yep.
That's one thing I love about being in this community. I feel like they always want us to rise above. I guess the biggest thing I've seen a change with this, especially because I have a lot of friends that do a lot of different things. And I've done different things, even though I taught school. Every time I had a baby, I took a sabbatical. So I've sold jewelry, I've sold Tupperware, I've sold Pampered Chef. But I never felt, it was kind of like luck of the draw. If you signed up under somebody good, you were lucky because you got help with that. But nobody really shared their ideas or resources. You certainly wouldn't, we didn't have Facebook back then when I did that, but I just didn't get the idea that you would say, oh, I love that post, and just copy, paste, and make it your own kind of thing. And I feel like that's celebrated in the Juice Plus company, that, hey, if that works for you and it can help somebody, you know, or how many people put together, look at Michaela Peterson puts together these wonderful PowerPoint presentations, and then she just gives it to us to use as a team. She gets nothing from that. You know, who does that? I've never seen another organization work like that. So I don't know what they did to create that mindset in our business, but just know it's something really special that I hope all of you never feel in competition with one another. You know, I see different teams on here and I see them share between themselves. I see we go to conference and, you know, people share ideas freely, and we don't feel on edge like, well, I don't want to tell her because what if she runs into somebody that I might know and then she used this. You know, we don't have that, and I'm so grateful for that. So
I think our mission statement says a lot about where that started, Susie. Our mission statement is wanting to see people achieve their goals.
To build a stable and lasting business that can help as many people as possible to realize their dreams.
Yeah, to realize their dreams. So it started with that mission statement.
Well, and then Janet Black, and I don't know if y'all have watched her video yet, but last week, Carrie Daigle interviewed her, and she talked very much about this. And she said that Jay Martin has said from day one, get a sideline buddy.
Yeah.
Well, number one, get a buddy, but also get a sideline buddy. So he, I think really where all that came from was that he instilled that, all that, it came from the leadership, from the very first person that started all this, that you work with your sidelines. I was the director of the Chamber of Commerce here years ago, and we were putting together an expo. And I had spoke to one person from one company, and my assistant had spoke to another person from another company. Neither one of us knowing that we had both spoke to somebody, you know, that. So we both said, yeah, sure, you can have a booth, no problem. Well, one of the gals got her money in first, and the other one was ticked off because she was told that she could have a booth. And we couldn't have two booths of the same company. We just didn't have a big enough event. It wasn't like the state fair or anything like that. Even there, they don't do more than one, right? So I just suggested that they go ahead and partner and do it together. And I was already part of the Juice Plus company back then. And the gal said that they couldn't do that because they were not in the same line. And I was just flabbergasted by that. She said that was just not allowed in their company. And I wanted so badly to say, well, honey, maybe we need to talk. Because in my company, we work together all the time, sideline.
come to the greener side.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. You know, I'm really glad that Jennifer wrote those extra notes down, though, because all I had is that if you can meet 3 needs of a person, that, you know, they're going to be your customer, or, you know, be on your team, or whatever, however you want to look at this, for life. And that's really good for us to start assessing. Do we have somebody, we just got them interested? At what point do we make them loyal? You know, do we just treat them like a customer, meaning, hey, you buy my product and I get money from you? I think that's what a lot of people, you know, feel like, versus that relationship, you know, that Bobby and Dar were talking about, where you feel like whether they're your customer or your teammate or not, you would still connect with them, that they value you, you know, they give you that significance. So, but yeah, keep thinking of those 6. And that's for, you know, that goes across the line for everything, all of your relationships. You know, do you want your own relationships to be deeper, or, you know, whatever it is that you're looking for. This is a business call, so of course I'm going to put it towards business, but it's just good information to know. So does this make anybody think about, does anybody just already have things come into their mind saying, oh my gosh, I'm going to treat my team differently, or I'm going to treat my customers differently? Do you have ideas that you want to share with things that you think you would switch up?
I do. So with my customers, I do call them from time to time to see how they're doing. Do they have any questions? Are you taking your Juice Plus on time? I ask about their families and all that. But I do fail to send them information about the other products or about how they can benefit from even what they're already taking. I'm like, okay, they're a customer, they like it, they're doing good, and I'm happy that they're going to be sticking to it. But I have not done that, so I'm going to start doing that. Send them information on like, this is what it's doing to your body, or there's so much. We get so much information from so many doctors, from so many sources, that really I have to do better with that. So I'm going to start doing that for sure now.
I love that. And I know I've told many of you before, so often you'd say, oh, we got a loyal person. When I first started, I was buying Juice Plus for 5 people, my family of 5. And there were times, even though, if I wouldn't have had all that information like Olga's talking about, because I would look at all those charges on my credit card and I'd think, ugh, do I really need this? Could I do without that? And so think about it. We're in uncertain times. A lot of people, their pay is reduced right now. So if they don't have any certainty about what that Juice Plus is really doing for them, we can't just assume, well, they watched a video back in 1992. They should remember, So awesome. Thanks. Anybody else have something come to your mind that you say, wow, I want to change?
I think it just makes us, it just having those points in front of us makes us more aware when we are having those conversations, to be just more deliberate, to know that what we can say can impact a lot of those particular things. Like how am I contributing to this person? And it, like you said, it changes up. When people are feeling fully their needs being met on the first 4, then we could push people to more growth and contribution. But we got to get them through the first 4 first, I guess, as you were trying to help people with their deal, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
The one word you said there I love is just being more deliberate. Yeah, that put that thought. We don't want to overthink it, but when we go to call somebody, being deliberate, thinking about these, am I meeting this person's needs?
Well, I've totally gotten on the perfect train, I guess, or whatever you want to say it. But yeah, I'll just think it and overthink it and rethink it. And it's got to be perfect, and it's got to be well written, and it's got to be concise, and so on, to the point where it's just maddening. So I'm learning to unwind all of that corporate programming and go back to being real.
We like you better when you're real, Lori.
Yeah,
You're
but
more
not
fun.
everybody. Not
You're more
everybody.
fun.
Put a little filter on, but
Well, maybe a little one.
a little one. It's so much easier to be real. I mean, it
Susie?
flows more naturally instead of just trying to what I said. So yeah, I really liked when you were talking about that. So
Well, people really want real. They don't want a false person. They don't want a perfect person. They can't relate to somebody who's perfect or who appears to be perfect.
then it sets it up to where maybe people won't think that they can do what we're doing.
Exactly.
Because we're trying to be so perfect. So, I could never do what Jake does, or I could never do what Bobby does, or Sonia does. Yeah.
Well, and all you got to do is watch me, because I screw up all the time.
Well, you're a good example.
You know that you can do it.
So yeah. Well, it looks like
Valuable call. Thanks, everyone.
yeah, it was a great call, everybody.
Jen, do you have anything more that you want to share from that before we end it?
No, I think I was just kind of scanning my notes, and yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
I think all of you are absolutely amazing, and like you just all blow me away, and I'm intimidated by all of you, so I'm trying to like really take in what you're saying.
Don't be intimidated, Dina. We don't fight hard.
I know. I'm just saying, like, you guys are just like rock stars at this, and I'm so looking forward to this weekend because I need to like get another boost of energy to do this and feel more confident.
And she's referring to the PJ Regional.
Yes.
So.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But just be you. People love you, you know?
Yeah.
Just be you.
Yep.
You don't have to be any of us. You be you.
Well, Jen, I could not be you. I definitely. I did not go to college to be a pharmacist or doctor or whatever you do.
Chiropractor.
Okay, whatever. Yeah.
Tomorrow night we've got, just a reminder, tomorrow night we've got, we're doing a replay of the AEIOs and U's of Striding Through Cancer. Michaela Peterson took the talk that she had already gifted us, and she married it to her AEIOs and U's of Striding Through Cancer. It is phenomenal. Really, really good information. Talks about how Juice Plus can help support striding through cancer, but she also gives other information. So it's not just about Juice Plus, really good information. So that's tomorrow night here on this line, 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. Dar and Susie, not sure about Ron yet, if he'll be part of it, probably not, but Dar and Susie are going to be hosting that. So invite your people. It's going to be phenomenal. And then Friday night, we have Tommy Newberry, who is a personal development, oh my gosh, he's got all kinds of, let me see if I can find his flyer.
Author, coach.
What, sorry, Dar, what was that?
An author, he's written a book, written several books.
Yes, and he's
a
gifting
coach.
This to our community.
Yeah.
This is
Mentor.
free, he's not charging for this. Is that amazing? I just think this is amazing. So if you've not got your Pajama Regional ticket yet, Susie has offered to buy it for you. Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
Very awesome.
What is that, the regional for, where's that at?
You're coming to mine, Dina.
Okay.
So yeah, that's Friday night.
And they're fun too. They're educational, but they're really fun, and
yeah.
personal growth and business wisdom and
Right. So that's good. Friday night. Friday night is free for anybody. Anybody can come to it. So host it in your home and invite some friends over and let them be a part of it. But also, if you are hosting it and people are concerned about getting together, it's going to be on Facebook Live, I think, somehow, where people can get on. So you can invite people to it. I'm not really sure. If you're not in the Pajama Regional Facebook page, go ahead, Susie.
Yeah, you will not be able to view that on Friday night unless I add you to that group. So if that's all you can do, let me know. I'm still offering to pay your $25 ticket if you will commit to being part of the PJ Regional. You guys, you don't get the caliber. Usually it's somebody, we have people, phenomenal people within Juice Plus. We've always just had somebody within Juice Plus as our Friday night speaker. We don't usually get best-selling authors to come and speak to us. This is a really big deal. This is something that you can share with your, if I put you in that group, then you can share with people and you can put them in the group. The little caveat is, though, that you must click join or you won't see anything in that group. So tell them when they see their notification to click on that, and there'll be a blue button with white writing. It'll say join. They need to click on that, and that way they can be part of that on Friday night. But this is a big deal. I mean, he's a really big time author. If you haven't read any of his books, I love his books.
Oh yeah.
I think you're going to be completely just blush your socks off, and so will your people.
Well, just FYI, he's done a program called the 40 Days of Joy. Mm-hmm. And 3 friends and myself did it during the beginning of COVID, and it was dated every single day. And so he's extremely encouraging and gives a lot of wisdom and suggestions. It's just very enlightening and hopeful. Yeah.
Awesome. I feel like it's the hope people need right now for how do I move forward with the craziness going on in the world. I feel like Tommy Newberry is going to be able to speak to that and maintain that joy. and have just like we've been talking all about having a beautiful state of mind. But he's very good about, you know, what do you do for success too? You know, we also can't just sit there with a smile on our face and think it just happens. So
very good practical.
His flyer, I posted those on or Susie posted those on Team Ignite Facebook. So you can get that flyer.
Absolutely. So let me know. I'm still offering to buy tickets for anybody. Just send me a message with your email and we can send that. But anybody and everybody, I can put you in the Friday night group, and then you're also able, you will have to answer the question, who invited you to this group? Simple.
Yep. And then one more reminder, every day this week or every day for the next 2 months, Monday through Friday, Susie and I are posting little daily missions. If you choose to do just the minimum, it'll take you 15 minutes or less. But if you really want to impact lives, you can do this in no time at all. It's very simple. We've picked really simple things that you can do that are going to impact lives, and everything that you need is within that post.
Yeah.
So be sure to check your photo album.
This is where people, I think, overthink it. They say, well, I see that, but then I thought, how will I rewrite that, or what will I do, or blah, blah, blah. If you're holding back from that, just stop. Just copy and paste. It doesn't have to be perfect. You know, change up 2 words if you don't like 2 words or something. But the people that are doing that, is Joanne still on? Joanne was telling me, oh my gosh, I went in there and told people about omegas, and now I've got all these people that want to add omegas. You know, that was one of our posts, of just letting people know, hey, did you know we've got these? I really like them. Blah, you know, 1 sentence about that. It makes such a difference. So people who are doing the do things are changing. So do the do.
Impact lives.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, we do have we have a talk that Michaela made up, just talking about the AEIOUs of cancer, preventing cancer, striding through cancer if you have it, helping somebody if you know they have it, maybe you don't want to have it. It's for anybody and everybody. It has a lot of wonderful health information. I was going to feature Dar and Ron tomorrow, so I think I'll take Ron's part. Dar has a wonderful story. She'll just have a short story and introduce the call. We'll put the Michaela part on. They get to learn from Michaela, a pharmacist, talking about it. She weaves her own story and her own, you know, information on cancer. All of her research is in there. And then I'll tie it up with a bow at the end. So it's not too late to invite people. In fact, I haven't posted that meme today, but last week I think I already posted that. And everything you need is always in the comments section. So if you're like, I don't know where the invitation is, when you read that post, click on the comments and it'll be in there too. So okie dokie.
Okay. Thank you.
Notes.
Thanks,
All
girls.
right. I
Thank
so
you, everybody.
appreciate everybody taking the time to connect and be here on the group. And we'll see you hopefully on a call Tuesday night, and otherwise PJ Regional or back here on Monday. So many opportunities to connect. So, all right. See y'all later.
Bye.